Hi, it's Fib27, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 redstone clocks in Minecraft. Clock number 1 is Comparator Clock, and this might just be my favorite redstone clock because it is super small and super simple. This comparator and these 3 redstone is technically all that makes the clock. This is a toggle, and you can have whatever redstone connecting to whatever over there. And yeah, you do need a power supply for the clock to work. So this block right here does have to be powered. And yeah, so right now it's turned off. You can see we have the comparator in subtract mode. And if I flip that, then it sends super, super, super quick pulses. And actually, fun fact, this clock is so fast that this repeater can't even keep up with it. So for every like 2 pulses, this one gives 1, and then this redstone clock or redstone lamp can't even keep up very well. And yeah, if we put a repeater right here, because of the game, that's how the game works, it's so quick that it just stays powered. And yeah. So how this clock works is basically it gets a signal, so it's like, oh, I should power. Then it goes around in there, and then it's like, wait, that signal minus that signal should be no signal. So then it goes black, and then it's like, wait, that signal minus that signal, yes signal. So then it goes around in a loop like 3 times a second, really, really fast. Maybe more than that. And yeah, this redstone clock is nice if you want to like spam a dispenser or do something like that. But is not great for controlling some redstone components because they just can't update. Okay. Clock number 2 is a hopper clock. This is probably the most commonly known clock ever. And that's basically because it's super easy. Although I personally do not like this clock as much. Basically, if I unpower that hopper, an item is flowing through. I put a wooden shovel, and yeah, it just gives power to. And I used a wooden shovel because it's non-stackable, which means it gives a longer redstone output. Like if I put redstone dust in here, see, it only reaches to there. You can always put a repeater right in front of the comparator, but I just did it. And yeah, this toggle basically locks the hopper so that it can't push anything out and do another hopper, so this comparator can't detect anything. And this is the same design, but just expanded to show that this is fully expandable, only horizontally, which is not great. And if you want a really long delay in some contraption, this is not the clock to go to because it'll take up a lot of space. Unless you want to take up a lot of space, it's not worth it. And doing this in survival is pretty expensive. Okay, next we have a super, super, super awesome. This is fully customizable, so you can make it so it does anywhere from 3 times a second to 1 time a Minecraft day or 1 time every 3 Minecraft days. Not really sure how far it can. But yeah, basically this clock works. It's a little more complicated, but it's still pretty easy. This is the toggle, and the redstone block shifts back to back because there are items you can see flowing through this hopper. Right when it gets 5, that's how much sand is. It starts going the other way because this comparator is empty, means that piston can retract. You can see that flashes, which then means this can extend, moving the redstone block from side to side, which then locks the hopper so it can only go in one way. and you get this really nice pulse. So you can see if I put in redstone, it gives a longer pulse, but will still pulse the same. You cannot have more than 5 stacks of items in here because if you have both hoppers filled up, it won't. Because one hopper has to be completely empty for it to talk. And we can... Okay, so this clock, not a good clock in my book. I thought I would include it in here because it's a very commonly known. And if I flip that lever, do that, you can see we gave it a quick pulse, and it's going around because these repeaters are delayed by 4 ticks. It can go around the circle, or the powered thing can just go around in a circle and will depower quick. And yeah, so this is, I've said it before, it's not a great clock. Simply because it is annoying to toggle. So you can see here, I had to use a sticky piston, a redstone block, and a lever, just to do it, and you have to flip it quick and everything. So, not the best. But it is slightly customizable, and as you saw me right there, that's the only way to turn it off. The only good way, of course, you could do it other ways. But if you want to toggle it again, then that's the best way. So you can see if I have that for longer, it'll now have a longer pulse. And yeah, not my favorite clock, but I thought I'd include it. So next, and finally, the 5th clock, we have the observer clock. This clock is the newest one out of all of these. And yeah, that's because observers are a somewhat new block. I mean, not anymore, but it still kind of feels like that. So here we have a sticky piston. I go and do that. You can see these observers are sending out a signal super quickly. Once again, this is another thing where the clock is a little bit too fast to update this correctly. I believe it's a little bit slower than our comparator clock we have down here, but still a super fast clock. This one's nice because it is, you can make it in a singular line, going like that, and yeah. How it works is basically when I push that guy over, this observer updates, and he's like, oh, okay, I should send a signal. Then this observer sees that observer updating, and then he's like, okay, I should send a signal. And then this guy sees that observer updating, and then he's like, oh, I should send a signal. And they just do that in a continuous loop until you retract one. And yeah, it's a really nice clock, super fast. Yeah, good clock because it's really small and it's probably the simplest out of all of them. Yeah, well, anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Bye!